It's better this way. Trump abandons Ukraine at the UN. Actually, Trump, the current president of the United States, wants to withdraw all kinds of agreements made between U.S. and other nations, right? Including the UN membership countries. Ukraine has been urging America to allow them to be part of the NATO. Okay, that is the very reason Russia started this war. Do you understand? Why? Geopolitically speaking and diplomatically speaking, once NATO's troops or base is launched in the soil of Ukraine, that means the NATO's troops or the Allies' troops are fully ready to fight 24/7 against the Russia. Then you take a look at the border of Ukraine and Russia, you see that. And the Russia thought they felt they were almost threatened by the enemy's attacks, mostly by the NATO memberships. U.S. government has been spending so much money on or in supporting the NATO, but Trump wants to take it back because Trump has been saying has been kept on talking to the citizens and the rest of the world that American government would be or would go bankrupt, right? If there if there isn't any suspicion, like sufficient decrease of their spending, the government spending, okay? And this leads to the next article, Dodge, run by Elon Musk. All right, so let's get into the article. Can you read with me? President Trump shredded the U.S. foreign policy playbook this week, and as his administration opposed the United Nations resolution condemning Russia as the aggressor in its war on Ukraine and strong-armed Ukraine into a deal that would give the U.S. a cut of its mineral wealth. And under a draft agreement seen by the New York Times, Ukraine would contribute half of the revenue for future government-owned mines, natural gas wells, and other natural resource projects into the investment fund jointly controlled with the U.S. Missing from the draft was Trump's earlier demand that Ukraine paid $500 billion for past American military aid, as well as any commitment by the U.S. to safeguard Ukraine from future attacks. Provisions Kyiv insisted it is necessary to secure the ceasefire that Trump is negotiating with Russia. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky was expected to travel to Washington to sign the deal after the week went to press and called the draft agreement a framework that could be a part of the future security guarantees. And Trump, who recently accused Kyiv of starting the war, said he wouldn't make a significant security promise to Ukraine, adding, "We're going to have Europe to do it." So, basically, we can say Trump is only concerned about America's benefits. So, because one of his campaign protocols or the motives was MAGA, Make America Great Again. I can get that. We pretty much aware of how much he wants revitalize the American economy and their political power globally, right? We know that. So here, let's go back. President Trump is shredded. What is shred mean? Got rid of. It's like he tore things into pieces. All right? So got rid of, destroyed. The U.S. foreign policy playbook with this week. All right? Why? Because he didn't like the way Joe Biden did. So anything that goes with Joe Biden's idea, no, not good. Not good, not good. No, 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 not good, not good. I'm very, very, very... There's so many mocking verses going on. And his administration opposed means, oh, no, no, no. Okay? U.S. United Nations resolution condemning Russia as aggressor. All right. So the United Nations has kept on talking to the rest of the world that Russia was responsible for the ignition of this war because they thought Russia started the war. Okay, so you are Russia, you are the aggressor. Okay, and it's word on Ukraine and strong-armed Ukraine into a deal that would give the U.S. a cut of the mineral wealth. So the agreement, it's not a permanent one. It was kind of, as we can see, it's a draft agreement because the both presidents did not. They have not signed at all because there was an argument between two leaders. Anyway, so if both presidents had signed the agreement, Ukraine would have had more political and the military power globally because American troops would be dispatched to the soil of Ukraine, which means they were fully able to fight back any future attacks, all right? Either by Russian troops or by other opponents. Okay, but they did not. Why? They argued. They argued and argued. And this stupid sin was being televised globally. Everybody said, oh, what the hell? What are you doing? And then Russia, and U.S. government could be gaining a lot of materials, including this rare soil for producing semiconductors. Right? It's called hitoriu, and some other materials too. Ukraine has been thought to be the biggest provider and producer of wheat, corn. Okay, so the produce they have, and the natural resources they could mine were very tempting to the American leaders. But the agreement, which was supposed to be signed mutually, it's done. Nothing is going to happen. Okay? All right. So, and there's one more point the article makes is this. The American government now is demanding that Ukraine needs to pay $500 billion for the past American military aid. The calculation made by the U.S. government is totally different from that of the Ukraine. Okay, so much. How much? What's the difference here? Maybe 3 times or 5 times? All right? And the Ukraine government said it's nonsense. Nonsense. Your calculation was done by a primary school student. You don't even know. Okay? It's not like that. Okay, you can get to know here. And at U.S. General Assembly, the U.S. joined Russia, Belarus, and North Korea in voting against the European Union. Ukraine's resolution that condemned the Russian 2022 invasion called for immediate withdrawal of troops. Like, what does it withdraw means? You go back to your country. You go back to where you come from. Okay? Troops, groups of soldiers. Like, immediate. You got to do it. You got to go back. All right? And demanded an accountability means you are the cause. You caused this war. So accountability means responsibility. So demanded responsibility for the Russians' war crime. And the resolution passed in 93 versus 18 with the 65 countries abstain. What is abstaining? Means abstaining means to refrain. Refrain means objection. I don't want this to happen. All right, abstain. The U.S. then considered UN then considered a U.S. authored the resolutions that lamented the tragic loss of life in Ukraine, but did not assign blame for the conflict. That means we feel sorry for your loss. So many people, citizens, children, they had to die because of this war. Okay? All right? And the France amended the resolutions to state that the conflict was the result of the full-scale Russian invasion. It passed 90 versus 8 with the 73 abstentions and including the U.S. The European part, or UN or European nations, they were all saying Russia was responsible for this war. Okay? But, Russia, Belarus, North Korea, the communist society said no. Right? Because they said Russia is now attempting to free the communist people from the bondage of Westerners. Misunderstanding. Okay? So what's happening here? I don't think this war between the Ukraine and Russia is going to end any sooner. Okay? And Zelensky said, just give middle fingers to Trump. Didn't do it, really, but it's deep inside. I think, he must have done this in his imagination, and he's going back to his country, Ukraine, and said, "Okay, I got nothing, right? Nothing but dust. So we need to fight back." But the problem, if America withdraws this kind of stance of supporting them financially, military, Ukraine will not last to fight against this Russian, invasion. No, not going to happen. But today, there's another article released globally, internationally said, Zelensky said, personally, thank you, America. Thank you, America. Okay. I don't know. I hope this to end soon. Come on. Yeah, Elon. Okay. I don't know if you are familiar with this news that Elon Musk was in the middle of this cabinet official meeting where you could see the cabinet, like ministers, like all kinds of ministers, and Donald Trump there. It's not he was not officially, appointed as the cabinet members, right? But there was a couple of ministers were not happy about his being in this meeting. So he said, "Oh, why do we have Elon Musk in our official meeting, the first meeting ever?" And Trump said, "Hey, if you didn't like it, you're fired. You go home." So Elon is the one who's gonna run this meeting thing. Oh my gosh. Can you accept that? But Elon Musk, he's a sociopath, but he doesn't care about the tension going on between him, Donald Trump, and the rest of the cabinet members. Okay, so boom. All right. Holy moly. And Dodge. I'm not talking about a cryptocurrency, Doji. The dog. All right. It slashes workforce with Trump's backing. Trump said we need to cut on the expenses. Otherwise, we're going to face bankruptcy. The governments are bankruptcy. Okay? So, Trump gave all kinds of power, all kinds of powerful, means, authority to Elon Musk. Elon said, "You're fired, you're fired." He said, "If you don't write me back 5 things you have done in the past week, you're fired." You see this? Where are you? Where are we now here? Okay, here we go. Can you read? The Office of Personnel Management sent millions of federal workers, we call them what? 공무원? A weekend email ordering them to list 5 things they've achieved in the past week. Elon Musk wrote on X. X is, it was Twitter before. And then failure to respond would be taken as resignation. Resignation means I will quit on my own. This is my own will. I'm not going to work for the government ever again. So if you don't reply, that means I want to quit. This is what's happening. If this exactly same thing happened in South Korea, there would be huge general strike. The whole school shut down, whole government office shut down, everything shut down. If that happened in Korea. But this is happening in America. America is the icon of the democracy, isn't it? Is it democracy? Dictator and the album of dictator. Come on. It's holy moly. And but heads of the major departments, including the states, health and justice, defense, like this 국무부 or 보건부 or 법무부 or 국방부 told their workers not to comply. Don't do that. You don't have to reply. You don't have to do anything whatsoever. Okay? This is a kind of a general strike, right? There could be a coup we experienced like December 3rd. And told there were, and that answering was optional. Optional. If you really want to do it, just do it. I'm not forcing you not to do it and to do it. And confusion. Think about it. How come? This is very complicated. Sir, should I do it? Should I not do it? And am I going to fire or am I not going to fire? And then the head of these minister say, "Oh, that's optional. This whole depends on Musk." Resigned as OPM then and clarified that his responding was voluntary. While Musk said workers could have more time to answer but would be fired if they didn't. Absurd. Nonsense. Absolutely. Does not make any sense. The 5-minute email generates this level of concern. The Musk wrote on X at this cabinet meeting, like a 강요 장관 meeting, and Musk said Dodge's spending cuts were necessary to prevent the country from going bankrupt. Okay? And Trump endorsed, this is quite critical. Can you read? Trump endorsed Musk action. This can be literally or figuratively translated as 트럼프는 머스크의 모든 행동을 감싸줬다. Okay? Endorse. Like, encompass or embraced. And they're like, Musk, You can do whatever you want, have your minds. If you that have your minds, I'm gonna let you do it, alright? I will give you full support. You're gonna get my, it's like, oh, there's my medallion. You can carry the medallion like a mappe, and you can show everybody, this is Trump, the president. I give you this, and I show you this, okay? You're fired, you're fired, you're fired. You don't like it? I don't know. Okay? Is anyone unhappy with Elon? You're not happy with Elon? Elon. If you are, well, we'll throw them out of here. So in the meeting of the cabinet, 장관들, if you're not happy with him, get the hell of my sight. All right? We don't need you. You? What about you, the Minister of Justice, 법무부 장관? You're not happy about that? So get the hell out of my place. This is the iconic country representing modern democracy. Okay? Do you want to go there? I hate this. I hate this.